Hey friends, and welcome back. As you can see, we are out in the garden again today, and I wanted to take you with me and show you what we're doing for our drip irrigation. So like I've mentioned in my last video, my life got super crazy about a month and a half ago, and we didn't have time to come out and water every single day. So we quickly installed a watering system, and it's been absolutely incredible. Luckily, I'd done a ton of research on it before my life got crazy busy, so I knew exactly what I wanted. I already had it here, I just hadn't put it in yet. So unfortunately, I did not show you the install, but I'm going to take you with me right now and walk you through the entire thing. So let's jump in, and I will start in the garden, and then I'll show you how we're using the same practices in the chicken run and the goat run in order to make sure everyone has adequate amount of water all the time. Okay, so this is our first stop, and this is actually our only source of water within the garden. So I have a really long and narrow garden, so what I used to have to do was take a hose and hand water the entire thing just off of this. It got a little bit hard when I had big plants because I was trying to constantly drag the hose around and make sure it wasn't killing plants with the hose, this being centralized. And so the way we have it now has been an absolute game changer, and I no longer have to worry about carrying a hose around or looking out for any plants. So as you can see here, we leave this on all the time, and the reason we're able to do that is because we have this timer here. So as you can see, it has the time here, and I currently have it on auto. This is just a single outlet, which is important to note because when we jump over to the chickens and the goats, that will change. But basically all you have to do, and I'll link this down below, is just set the clock. So it's currently 7:32. I select what time I want the watering to start, and this one hose waters the entire garden. How long I want it to run, I currently have it running for 42 minutes every 12 hours. And then you just set it to auto. Then from there, you can see I just have this general hose attached to it, and I will go show you where this hose picks up in the actual drip tape system. Can you tell who's not where they're supposed to be? Little troublemakers in the chicken run. Here is basically where the hose is connected to our drip system. So when you get the drip system, it comes with just a ton of this black rope, or this black tubing, and there's actually nothing inside the black tubing. So what you have to do is, let me find an easy spot. Look at all these tomatoes in here. That's exciting. So basically what you do is you get this tube and you punch a hole. It comes with a punch where you want the water line to run off of. This allows you to turn it on and off each water line. And then you just attach this other tube, which this is the actual drip tape, to the water line. So the package that I'm linking down below actually comes with all of these things. And this part literally takes maybe 30 seconds. So punch a hole, connect this piece, connect the tube into this piece. And then, as you can see here, you literally just run the water line all the way around where you want the water to hit. And then when you reach the end of the section, you just cut the line and tie a knot at the end, and that stops the water from flowing through. So the watering holes in the line are already punched. You can see here this purple thing is a hole in the watering line. There's another one down here. So all that is it's just where the water comes out of the system. So those are already punched. So basically, as long as you're rolling your line out, everything will get watered. It is very important that you're making sure those dots are up versus down, just to make sure that the water can come out and it doesn't get plugged. So all we literally did was just run them down each of the plants, and then at the end we have just tied a knot, and that is how we are watering our entire garden. It is important to note, if you have a plant that needs more water, wrap the tube around it a couple of times, and that will make sure that there's more water. So around the base of our trees, for example, we wrap it about 3 times, and then the other plants just wrap it once, and that will make sure that you are getting consistent amount of water every single day. I know it seems super simple, but I can honestly say Sam and I put this watering system out together, and it maybe took an hour, and that was us standing here making sure we were hitting all of the plants, kind of designing it. I would say next year when I'm planting my garden, I will plant it a little bit smarter versus so spaced, just to make the watering easier. But this was my first time using this watering system, so lesson learned there. when you do a row, like the potatoes, for example, and the peppers, it's so easy to water versus when I put these weird island tomatoes out there. I don't know why I did that. It makes it hard because we lose a little bit of water in these blank spaces, like over here. But definitely a lesson learned. Now I want to take you over to the chickens and the ducks and the goats and show you how we're using the same system to make sure that they always have clean and cold water in the summer as well. Also, before we jump over there, I just got my first 2 okra. Very exciting. This watering system is the exact same one as we have in the garden. We always leave this one on, except for the only difference is this one has 2 inlets. So we have this blue hose, which is leading to the chicken pool over here. And then we have this teal hose, which is leading over to the goats over there. So that ensures that everyone always has clean and cold drinking water in the summer. One thing that's really important to note, if you have goats and they've been castrated or are no longer intact, if we can get Boone to move, you have to make sure you have a thing that's taking the calcium out of the water if you have really hard water. Otherwise, it can lead to urinary calculi and that can kill them. So definitely look into that and make sure that you have a calcium reducer on your water source if you have hard water. That's it for today. Thank you guys so much for joining. Make sure you like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.